All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Molly G. And the Saints just fall to 1-7, man. Lost to the Buccaneers 23-3. Was a very, very hard game to watch. Very boring. Was putting me to sleep. I wasn't even getting frustrated. You know, when you get to the point in the season as a fan, well, you know, the stakes ain't even high no more. Uh, you know, everything is basically just, you know, out of reach of playoff contention, and things don't even be frustrating no more. Things be either be funny or you just show no emotion on them fumbles with Nelson, the interceptions and stuff. Man, I ain't even had no emotion. I wouldn't like, I wouldn't like nothing. And when you just take all the emotions out of fan, that's one of the worst things that can happen, because now you get to the point where you just don't care. And I'd be damned if I was just one of them fans who just go to the dome and spend all my money, spend all my time and go and watch this team. Like, you can watch the team from your phone. You can watch the team from at home. You know, going to these games don't mean you more of a fan than the person that's watching them on the couch at home. You know, because you still could support your team, but you ain't about to just be giving your hard-earned money and spending your precious time for this product. And I hope some people could learn that, because there's so much other things you could get done on your Sundays, bro. We knew the season was going to be bad. We didn't think it'd be this bad to be 1-7. And mind you, we only 1-7 because, you know, a lot of the fumbles that we was making against the Giants. Fumbles is one of them things that it could just happen off of skill, but at the same time, it could happen just off some luck type stuff. Like a player could fall wrong and the ball just so happened bounce up out of them, or something like that. Like these typical fumblerooski games. And Baker Mayfield, man, he ain't really just play all that good, you know. But, you know, once again, as a quarterback that's been getting favors from his team. Well, at least this game, you know, a get-right game against the Saints. You know, you could get favors from your team by your running backs rushing good. You get favors from your team by your wide receivers and your tight ends getting some yak, making some tough catches on balls that probably wasn't the most accurate. You could get help from your team from even special teams, the punter putting the ball and y'all getting good field position. Your kicker making 3 kicks in a row from the 50. Defense getting 5 turnovers, multiple sacks, stopping the team from getting in the red zone multiple times, stopping third down conversions. You know, but the Saints, we don't get that from either quarterback. And it was almost like when Shuck came in, he got a taste of what Rattler been going through. You know what I mean? Was like first time when he got the little, you know, rope tied around his neck, when it's like, it's your first time experiencing this. Soon as Shuck came in the game, near fumble by Shaheed. Soon after, a pick from the defense because Olave won't fight for the ball. Jawan Johnson, the game already out of reach. You would think he'll be getting some garbage time yards. This dude's still missing wide open catches. And we gave him a contract. You know? That one fumble that Antoine Winfield picked up, they just hold the Bucs. Like, that was a fumble for a touchdown. You know? But you know, it is what it is. I remember something like that happened to the Saints. I think we was playing the Rams, and I think Cam Jordan was trying to return the fumble, and they called the play dead. And I was like, man, what? So they got to get that together, bro, because a lot of teams could be, you know, getting messed over with those type of calls. But it didn't make a difference from the Bucs, because they still got that interception return by Winfield not too much longer. The defense scored more points than the offense in this game for the Bucs. That's the crazy thing. That boy Tucker, he was going off. Well, I ain't gonna say going off, but he had a pretty solid day. You know, to say he's the fourth running back, you know, he was painting out and our back last year when he had that phenomenal day. But let me get into some of these stats, man. The Bucs improved to 6-2. Saints, they go to 1-7. Next week, we got the Rams. Now we're going to figure out who we're going to be the starter. I was hearing Jonathan Vilma say something about, you sent the message to Rattler about benching him, and now he knows that, you know, there's no more room for error. You can't just be turning the ball over. If so, then you're gonna have to make that switch to Shuck permanently. Me, I think you should go ahead on and switch to him permanently right now. Like, why not? I mean, you're already 1-7. I mean, what more else can you see in Rattler? You know, you already switched to him. Like, to me, quarterback, once you make that switch, you need to be permanent, especially under certain circumstances. It's not like cornerback where you get messed over a couple of times and you just got to get benched and get your mind right. It's not like running back where you kind of fumbling the ball, costing the team, and you just got to get your mind right. Quarterback is a different thing. You can't just be going from quarterback to quarterback to quarterback. You can't do that. Let me get into these stats, though. Baker Mayfield, 15 of 24, 152 yards. Not a good day from Baker Mayfield at all. But, you know, they still found the way to win. And, you know, a win ain't a quarterback stat, but a lot of people just going to remember this game as being, you know, the game that Baker Mayfield won against the Saints where he was down all these starters. And a lot of people going to look at the interception from Shuck and say, oh, well, that was a pick. You know, he ain't had no touchdowns, but he had a pick. He didn't do shit. But they put in the context that Olave ain't fight for that ball like how he should have. Just getting punked out there by Winfield. You know, and Winfield, he's been a good cornerback. You know, he's been solid. I think he used to give Michael Thomas some fits. So, but let me get into these stats for real. We got Tucker. He ran the ball 12 times for 42 yards, 1 touchdown. White, he ran the ball 13 times for 35 yards, no touchdowns. They got a good running back group over there, bro. Like, they got 3 solid good running backs. And even Vita Vea, if they need to, he could be a running back. Tez Johnson, he caught the ball 5 times for 43 yards, no touchdowns. Cade Otton, 4 yards for 40 yards. We pretty much had Mbuka in check all game, except that one play that Baker Mayfield just missed him on with Alontae Taylor. He had Alontae Taylor beat, but just Baker threw the ball too late. And that's pretty much it. On defense, you had Dennis with a sack, you had Parrish with a sack, Antoine Winfield for interception, and Nelson with an interception. Nelson was just a pain in our back the whole game, bro. Like, this dude is very athletic. You know, 6'7". You know, he's 6'7". He's a big dude. He just very athletic, bro. They got a good player with him. The Bucs just got a good roster, bro. They got a good roster. Like, they definitely going to be competing for a championship when it comes to them being in the playoffs. Like, they got playmakers all over the place, you know. Tyler Shuck, he went 17 for 30. Damn, he threw the ball 30 times and came in the third quarter, dog. A lot of quarterbacks don't even throw the ball that many times in a game. He threw the ball 30 times for only 128 yards, 1 interceptions, no touchdowns. I thought he had that Rashid for a touchdown. I don't know if he just missed Rashid or Rashid just kind of slowed up. It was kind of weird. Unpopular opinion. Rashid fast to me, but he ain't that speed that Deshaun Jackson possessed, that Devin Hester possessed. You know, he ain't that type of fast to me. You know, so I just always felt like that when it came to him. Rattler, he threw the ball 15 times for 21 yards, 136 yards. Actually threw the ball less times and had more yards than Tyler Shuck, you know. But the fumble made all the difference, bro. The interception, the way the interception happened, you know, that stuff like that make all the difference. Alvin Kamara just wasting his career here, bro. He could go to another team easily and help a team win. He ran the ball only 6 times for 21 yards, bro. Like, we don't have no type of blocking. We ain't got no type of juice when it comes to the running back position. We don't get no holes opened up for our running backs. Even if our running backs do get a hole, we're not gonna go too far. We ain't got no running back that could just break away and break like a 70-yard touchdown. If a running back was to get a big hole, you know, he'll probably get caught 35 yards down by somebody. You know, that's just what it is with it. We ain't got that breakaway speed for that home run hit. Taysom Hill only ran the ball two times for 6 yards. Rashid Shaheed, 9 catches for 75 yards. I thought Shaheed hurt himself pretty bad at the end of the game, and I was like, damn, that's just our luck. He hurt his trade value because we're going to need to make some trades, bro. Somebody got to go, whether it's Shaheed, whether it's Olave. And like I said, man, Shucky came in, moments notice. Ain't really got practice with these guys. Ain't really got his timing down pat with these guys. All that's going to develop. Some people feel like he should come and start after the bye week. That way he'll really get a lot of time to really get chemistry with these guys and understand the playbook. Not to mention McCoy is not being a starting center no more, so that's a huge blow. And on top of that, he came in against a Todd Bowles defense. And next week ain't gonna be no easier because the Rams, they got a pretty good, fast, young defense themselves with a good defensive coordinator. Chris Olave, eight catches for 63 yards, kind of on par with him. Still have yet to just get that touchdown with multiple receptions, 100-something yards in receiving. Still have yet to just get that, bro, where we dominated a game, where we won a game because of Chris Olave. Jawan Johnson, 5 catches for 53 yards. Brandon Cooks, 3 catches for 22 yards. Brandon Cooks always get a catch like in the fourth quarter some way. Vile, only 1 catch for 10 yards. I still don't understand why we don't use this guy more, but I don't know. I just don't know. For what we gave up for him, you would think we would use him more, but I don't know if he's having a problem with the playbook or whatever the case may be. But and it's crazy because whatever we trade Rashid Shaheed for, maybe we probably just get back what we gave away for Vile. That's the crazy part. But if teams want Rashid, if teams want Chase, if teams want Olave, they need to be all ears, bro. This team need to go ahead on and be sellers. Pretty much lackluster day on defense. The only highlight of the defense today was pretty much that standoff that we had with them on holding them to the 1-yard line for 4 plays in a row. That was pretty impressive. But other than that, man, just nothing that just wowed you, bro. Shepard, he had got a sack. Chase Young, he had the sack for the fumble recovery. That was pretty nice. Brian Brzee, once again, he's not consistent. Carl Granderson, he's not consistent. Cam Jordan, he's in the twilight of his career. Stalberg, I'd like to see more from him. Quincy Riley, I'd like to see more from him. Alante Taylor, he played pretty decent. Jonas Senka, he had 3 tackles, 1 assist, no picks, no sacks. Not too many impactful plays, but that was pretty much it, man. I mean, nothing else you could really say. Blake Groupie, he made 1 field goal. He only kicked the ball 1 time. So can't say he had a bad day today. Other than that, man, we just don't have enough playmakers on defense and offense. The good thing about it, when it comes to the draft, I think we got both of our tackles. We usually draft tackle very high in the draft, so this would be a draft that I don't think we got to worry about us drafting the tackle. We for sure, without a doubt, is going to draft a guy on defense that could be either a pass rusher, a guy on offense who could be a playmaker, whether it's a tight end or a wide receiver, or maybe we go quarterback. We're going to have to see what we got with Tyler Shuck for the rest of the year. But other than that, man, that's pretty much it. At the half, he don't even earn more tutties yet. Kellen Moore, he was saying how excited he was for the team and all that. See, that's the type of stuff I don't like, bro. And even when before the game, when Baker Mayfield was talking about the team, saying, "Oh yeah, man, they play dirty. They take a lot of cheap shots." They asked Kellen Moore what he thought about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, the guys, they heard about it. It just too. I'd rather watch paint dry, bro. He just too boring, bro. He just too boring. He just too nice. He don't just got no fire in him. Like if you're gonna be boring and have no fire, you better be a hell of a play caller. You better be a hell of a play designer. And right now, I'm not liking the play calls. I'm not liking the play designs. Now, granted, a lot of the team, they don't fight. They not catching the ball. They missing field goals. Granted, a lot of that's happening. So it's kind of like 1-1. You know, players not being in the right favor for the players, but at the same time, the players is not helping out with the quarterback or the coach when it comes to, you know, making the best of a situation and just making a play. You know, so we're gonna have to see, man. But it's official that the Kellen Moore and Tyler Shuck experience will now begin soon. Will it happen against the Rams? I'm not sure, but it's definitely going to happen sooner than later, especially if Spence Rattler don't get his act together with these turnovers. Other than that, bro, I ain't really got much else to say. I just hope when it comes to the trade deadline, I hope we have some type of excitement. I hope we just, you know, trade a guy for some good capital. Like, I want to have a trade where I feel like we won the trade, you know. And when it comes to Mickey Loomis, that'd be almost no, especially if we gotta, you know, trade somebody with the Philadelphia Eagles. We almost always lose them type of trades. But other than that, man, that's all I could really say, bro. What y'all think down in the comment section below? Do y'all think it should be Shuck time, or y'all think we should stick with Rattler one more week? Let me know in the comment section. How y'all feeling about the head coach 8 games in? You know, we midway through the season now. How y'all feel about Kellen Moore, what he's doing with the team? Let me know down in the comment section. Until next time, y'all. Who dat?